wake up 420.
No, I like numbers too big for me. I went with 142 because 14 is my lucky number, so it's 42, so put them two together. But hopefully, in theory, I get twice the luck.
Yeah, you gotta rep whoever's driving the 42 miles.
Everyone. I don't know.
Let me check, because I remember last year was Kyle Larson's number.
I think I will be able to keep running this amount of fuel in the race, but I will be running on fumes.
Hey, remember you said the game award?
Green light. Go, go, go.
Track is fast, but it's also very, very coldish.
Define cold.
22 Celsius.
Oh, okay, so it's the same way last session. Is the track fast?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes.
Can go optimum if you're not going to get out there, so.
It was optimum. Honestly, it was optimum.
It was green for 15 minutes and it went fast.
It's fast on my screen.
Or it does that thing where it shows optimum and then switches back to
Yeah, that's a glitch, I think.
Suck squeeze down below, right?
Pop it, yeah.
wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Suck squeeze down below. Is it a shoot a Ferrari V12 or is it no one knows.
See, when someone screams and their microphone cuts out, it's hilarious.
Well, this is my new model, so hopefully it's a bit better, but
It picks up the scream with higher fidelity.
I love it.
That's when you do the golden screen.
Freaking just bulletizing something.
Every
Really. Angry bleating noises.
I'll have you know I don't bleed.
That's what I always say.
I can't believe it's not on.
Distracted me by
Torino, please.
No.
Yeah, it's a social event. Remember that. It's gonna be crazy shit happening.
Oh, now I invalidate my lap. Stop talking in the chat. Let the snow melt already. Hurry up.
I love snow. I want to keep it forever.
I don't know
always
what's
the
going
way.
on.
Not in the place.
It deserves to be outside.
So eager to get out into some clear air.
There happens to be a Ferrari behind me.
Being blue smoked by GT4.
Humiliation.
This is weird pyramid shaped building.
I find it weird facts. Honestly, Parker's like built up a lot recently, to the point that I'm not used to seeing extra buildings on the side of the train.
qualify ahead of some GT3s like that.
Oh wow, okay, we are live and qualifying. Alright, I thought that was just the end of the practice session, but there we go. Welcome to the Simufur's GT3 and 4 miniature event. You can see Mitch Turpin heading round the track now on a lap in the Ginetta. Currently second in the GT4 class.
No, he's right, guys, because he's doing his commentary at the moment, but he wants to be a little bit quiet, basically. It's loud on his end, but you can't for us to.
Let's jump to the top of the grid so we see Carlisle Blade Wolf even on a lap. Now currently first out of 10 places in the GT3 class. And running an Audi tonight, which is much different for him considering he would normally run an Aston Martin, so this is a different experience for him, definitely. He is followed by Scanny Griff in the red McLaren, currently running in second place and also on a lap now, and currently improving his time as well. We can see Scanny coming round very quickly there, catching up to 2 cars. One's on a lap and one isn't on a lap. We'll see what happens there when he catches up with them. We're strongly reminded as well that this is purely a social event. This is not a normal racing series event. This is a group of us getting together to show what it's all about on a Saturday night. Those 2 cars ahead of Scanny still very much keeping the pace and keeping a gap from him, although he is catching up pretty quickly. He's currently running in 4th now, but he'll come across the start-finish straight and put himself into 2nd place. Fantastic, fantastic lap by Scanny. I'm lost for words, guys. I'm just lost for words. Meanwhile, we have in 3rd place currently is now Blade Wolf, who's been overtaken by Scanny Griff and Michael Stasiv. Stasiv running a Lamborghini today. Next down in the line, running in a Bentley Continental Purple Edition, is when we get there, is Spirit, who we can see coming up now into the camera. Very good livery that was put together by themselves and Spirit. Nope. And Sierra. Well, these things aren't scripted. Of course something's going to go wrong. Anyway, one thing that also is going to go wrong tonight is the fact that I can't remember the turn names because Nurburgring isn't one of my favourite tracks. But we can see here Spirit is in 4th place and currently on a lap, doing well against their own time, as I'm sure they're aware of now, as they come up to a chicane here before going into the final corner very smoothly over that as well. Then again, the Bentley Woods, the Bentley can sail over any curb, being a boat that it is. Anyway, they come down and start-finish straight now, and they put themselves in 2nd place, taking it away from Scanny Griff. But not quite beating Michael Stasiv, who still holds 1st place. As such, I believe we've had Blade Wolf move up into 3rd place, and Scanny Griff now currently sits in 4th, like we thought so. Where are they? They're still on. I don't think they're out on a lap at the moment. They probably had a bit of an accident. Anyway, let's go somewhere else on the grid now. In 8th place, we have Avalanche. Just ahead of Turpin, but Turpin is in a GT4, so he is currently fighting to keep ahead of Czar, who is driving an orange and black coloured Ferrari. Now they are currently on a lap as such, so we will have a look at the GT4s. We have Bracken here, who... no, we don't have Bracken, we have Czar. God, these guys. We have Czar, currently travelling in the GT4 Porsche in second place, who then is trying to catch up to Mitch in the green and grey Ginetta, really throwing that round as the Bentley of Sebris begins to follow the Ginetta round the start-finish straight. Now the Bentley will go onto a fast lap, and it will be up to the GT4 to move in good time and let the Bentley through. He does move in good time, and the Bentley soars past him with absolutely no effort. That's because Mitch has come to a stop and decided to go into the garage. So we're going to watch Sebris on a lap now in the K-Pax Racing Bentley Continental GT. What a colour it is as well. Currently stood in 5th place. They are on a lap now, and they are going to be aiming to catch up with Scanny Griff and aiming to stay away from Azure Go, who is currently in 6th position with Scanny Griff being in 4th position. Just having a quick drink there whilst I also try and remember track names. That's also not happening, guys. I don't know the Nurburgring, so they're going to go around that right-hand corner and not this long sweeping left-hand straight. I believe there's going to be a hairpin followed closely by it. Yes, there is. It's a predictable track. Of course, there's a hairpin after a straight because, let's face it, who wants cars to go fast? You can hear the rolling thunder of the Bentley coming round that corner now as the crowd goes absolutely wild.
I pushed you a bit that last lap.
You did. I was literally running on fumes.
YouTube crowd that are watching go absolutely wild. Let me hear you. Let me see that you're here and supporting the Simufurs as they race tonight on Saturday. Who do we have watching? It's probably me and 2 of the other racing drivers, because why not? So anyway, Severus is coming round the bit of the track in this specific sector. They're currently ahead of their time now as they enter the final chicane before the hairpin onto the start-finish straight in the British, it's not British Racing Green, it's just a green Bentley.
It was literally the last lap I had to do it in.
20 seconds left on the clock for these drivers to put in their first times as Sebris goes over the line and holds on to 5th. You can see the 13 grid lineups with the 3 GT4s in place. So we now go on to a 20-minute race. This is race number 1.
That's going to be my game plan, I think. This is a
I think it's just going to win. He's just going to win, unless he makes an error. But fair nil. Yeah, it's going to be me and you in Division 2.
And the grids will start with Michael Stasiv, followed by Blade Wolf, followed by Spirit in 1st, 2nd and 3rd. And then best of the rest, and currently holding 4th at the moment, is Scanny Griff, followed by Sebris, Bracken, Azure Go, Avalanche Wolf. Hayden Ma will bring up 9th place in the Audi, followed by Mitch in the GT4 Ginetta and Czar in the GT4 Porsche. And Sky Hunter, which I think we have, is Raf in the McLaren and Sierra in the KTM, who both haven't qualified in this one. So we're going to go into the first race in a few minutes now. There is a bit of a delay between the qualifying and race. However, you can see on the camera now the current leader of this race, which is Michael Stasiv, who will be starting in the number 21 Lamborghini Huracan. Unless, of course, I'm mistaken and it's a Reiter. Of course, we're not going to be racing in Reiters. Nobody's doing that. Going to go quiet here for a minute until the race starts, because let's face it, there's not much more to say. You can see all 13 cars lined up here, not in order though. I don't know what this is doing, but we're going to go through all 13 cars eventually. And back to Stasiv, why not? Because that apparently you've seen all 13 cars.
By the way, wait, you still didn't
I can see your purple and blue colours.
but you can't see the rest of it.
I couldn't download them for the.
So you can see the blue and black Audi there of Blade Wolf parked next to the blue and purple Bentley of Spirit.
This is a fun race, so we will just...
And their partner Sierra Thomas will be bringing up the pink and blue KTM. Let's have a quick look at it. Here we are, here it is. Can't really see much of it in these cameras, but we'll go to helicopter camera, you can see it.
My breaking point is where the blade is on track.
My breaking point is GT4.
Well, the GT4's got really less braking, and you just kind of like swerve out past everyone and just...
So we come to the grid lineup now, where we can't actually see the cars. Session is due to start in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. We're seeing a blank start finish straight. Maybe they've gone home. Maybe they've decided enough is enough. Oh, there we go. Oh, but we can't see it in that view for some reason. Okay then, so we're gonna...
Taken out for what?
I don't know, for dinner, with a sniper rifle.
Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you for wishing me luck. And Rochelle, please join us. I know you've been tempted for a while. Join us in Simufur. I know you love these GT cars. Bring on your GT3 Beamer and BMW number. Bring it on. Thank you.
So we start on board with Michael Stasif now, as we're 1 minute and 50 seconds away to the warm-up lap of this first 20-minute race round the Nurburgring, parked directly behind the Lamborghini of Stasif is the blue and pink purple Bentley of Spirit Wolf, and next to him the red McLaren of Scanny Griff. Of course, not forgetting, parked off to the left of Stasif is Blade Wolf in the blue and black Audi. For some reason we still can't see them. Oh, there we go.
For his last race, he ran off for the race, he won the championship after he changed the white
We'll show.
So we are just 55 seconds away from the start of the Simufur's Saturday night fun race. You can see our top four there. That is Michael Stasif in first, Blade Wolf holding second, Spirit holding third place with Scanny Griff, currently best of the rest in fourth. Behind Scanny Griff, we have Sebris holding fifth and Bracken holding sixth place in the orange and black Ferrari. Behind those two we have Azure Goat and Avalanche Wolf. They'll take up 6th and 7th, one in a Ferrari, one in a McLaren. Followed by Hayden Ma in an Audi. Before we go into the first of our GT4 cars in the Ginetta, we have Mitch Turpin. Behind him will be Sierra Thomas in the blue, pink and white KTM. Followed finally by Zar in the Porsche GT4. They are off now on the warm-up lap. So warm-up lap now gives these guys a chance to warm up their tyres. We're not going to be able to see the tyre HUD, so we can't see what they're doing. It makes it fair on them. You can probably hear in the background all the drivers talking behind me. They can't quite hear me unless they stop and listen, but excuse me, at the same time I can't hear them or disrupt them as they're trying to race. So on we go then with a train of GT3 cars, followed by the GT4 cars, the blue dots on the map, just off to the left there. and tune in on the blue Bentley of
Just warming up.
Spirit
folks.
Wolf.
I'm just trolling around.
Meanwhile, down at the back is Mitch Turpin, who is really drifting that Ginetta to warm those tyres up. You can see Sierra Thomas calmly weaving at the back there, trying to warm their tyres up, and of course Czar is just going to travel slowly forwards and hope their tyres warm up.
Brakes pads 1 are easier to overcome.
Yeah. I'm using brake pad 2.
Brake pads 3
Because
will never
GT4.
go red. They'll never make brake pads 3 go red.
Yeah, you can slam on the brakes for it and still be braking for about
All the way down the
still.
Wilson Street.
Exactly.
I won't be surprised if they use the same brake pads for
And look at that Bentley behind the Audi. It pretty much takes up the road. I don't know how he's managing to weave left and right. There's not much left or right for them to be weaving. Anyway,
I'm gonna take that one chicane on this outlaw.
Nah, I like the F1 chicane's probably funner than the off on
so up they all come now through the final chicane together. Or at least one of them goes through the final chicane, the other one decides to take a shortcut. That suddenly got exciting, everyone. We're not quite racing yet, but damn. That's probably the most exciting thing that's going to happen tonight. Anyway, they round the final right-hand corner to the start-finish straight, which of course they will have to speed up to 50 miles an hour before finally getting the green light to go. And you can see them here now. They are ready to go as we cross the start-finish line and we hit the green light and they're away. Stasov gets off the line pretty well, followed by Blade Wolf, who's going right up the inside of him, and Devonshire or Spirit will be in the Bentley, followed by Scanny Griffin fourth as they roar down to the first corner. Comes through the Bentley now of Cerberus, who just about doesn't make it as the GT4 shoots across the track and causes a yellow flag. Anyway, Stasov getting away very cleanly there as we have Scanny unfortunately caught up in the accident, and Mitch, who is taking on a hell of a lot of damage. As Avalanche goes off there with Hayden Ma just on his right. Anyway, Cerberus is pushing for third place now in that Bentley as they come up behind the blue and black Audi of Blade Wolf, also pushed by Bracken in the orange and black McLaren. God, this is more difficult than I thought it would ever be. Anyway,
Okay, Sierra, it's you versus me then, it looks like.
meanwhile, slightly further down the grid, we have Azure Goat being chased by Hayden Ma, being chased by Avalanche in the GT3s. First of the GT4s to be on the grid is Sierra Thomas in the pink and white KTM, who will be followed by Czar in the Porsche. And Scannygriff there obviously doing his best to get back up the fields now through the GT4 traffic and onto the end of the GT3 traffic to try and build positions again. Turpin is back on the track and giving it his best in that rather battered up looking Ginetta GT4. That poor car, I don't know how he's going to drive it, but he's got a lot of work to do. Anyway, Stasov beginning to pull away from Spirit, who's in fact overtaken Blade Wolf in the Bentley now, who's just about holding ahead of Cerberus in P4 and Bracken in P5.
Someone took out. Nice, thank you.
Scanny pushing that McLaren as much as he physically can do. They have taken on a lot of damage, but you stop for damage repair in this race, a 20-minute race, and that's pretty much your race over. So it's down to him to do as much as he physically can with that McLaren now. Meanwhile, the GT4s of Sierra come into view, with Sierra giving a bit of a wobble, and Czar will definitely be trying to take that on now, and the Porsche does get through. They come into the corner together. It was a very nearly slight touch there as Sierra holds the line and takes the position. Czar is hot on that KTM again, though, as they move to try and take the position back. Round the outside, he will try and go coming into this hairpin. Is he going to get it? He just about does, and there's a little bit of contact as he gives the position back to Sierra. What a gentleman. And gets back on with racing again. Meanwhile, it seems like Mitch has decided to pit the car and take on the damage repair, as Stasiv is increasing the gap to him and Spirit now. Although Spirit does seem to be trying to close the gap. So top 3 after coming on for 5 minutes in the race is Michael Stasiv, followed by Blade Wolf. No, it's not. Followed by Spirit, followed by Blade Wolf. And then in 4th will be Sebris in the K-Pax Bentley. In 5th will be Bracken in the orange and black Ferrari, followed by Azure Go in the white McLaren, Hayden Ma in the blue Audi, Avalanche Wolf in the pink McLaren, followed by Scannygriff, who is catching up slowly but surely in that red McLaren. You can see a little bit of a scuff on the front there, and a little bit more of a scuff on the side of them there. Goodness gracious me. Anyway, Sierra Thomas and Czar continue to back that out at the back of the grid for 10th and 11th, or 1st and 2nd in the GT4 class. Sierra very slowly but surely opening up a gap to Czar now in the KTM, trying their hardest to push that car as much as they can round. And meanwhile, Mitch is still sat in the pits. Have they given up, or are they coming back out to play? Meanwhile, we have Stasiv chased by Spirit, chased by Blade Wolf as our top 3, with Sebris quite a way off them, and a gap that's beginning to build. However, they're going to be trying their best to keep up with 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Let's have a look as we come on to look at Bracken, who's being caught up a little slowly but surely by Azure Go and Hayden Ma, who are also going to be battling it out themselves, no doubt. But the gap between 4th and 5th is quite big right now. Can Bracken do enough to close the gap in the final 14 minutes? In the 14 minutes of this race. Have a look at Sebris there in the K-Pax Bentley, out having a race on their own. It seems there's no one behind him for another 4 seconds. There's no one in front of him for another 4 seconds. They're sat quite pretty in position 4, best of the rest, out of all the 12 cars that remain in this race. Azure Goat being chased by Hayden Ma now for 6th position. Let's have a look at these two as they come round onto the start-finish straight. Hayden Ma catching up. He's gonna looks like he's gonna maybe take a look at the inside of Azure Goat at some point coming down to the corner. What's gonna happen? Azure Goat still holding on to that position, but Ma gets a good exit and possibly the undercut. Is it going to happen? It doesn't. Azure holds on to the position as him and Hayden Ma sail through these corners. Hayden Ma now looking for another overtake. Oh, and he goes for the outside, which becomes the inside, and he gets it. Very clean overtake from Hayden Ma on Azure Goat as they nearly touch coming out of that corner. The two cars almost drag racing down to this next little chicane now, as Hayden Ma holds on to the position ahead of Azure Goat, chasing Bracken down in the orange and black McLaren. We are 10 minutes of this race to go. We are halfway through as Azure Goat pushes hard to get back onto Hayden Ma, who's opening the gap ever so slowly but surely. Meanwhile, all this time, Scanning Griff racing in 8th position is closing the gap to Azure Goat. And meanwhile, we come down to the GT4 cars of Sierra Thomas and Czar. Now the KTM of Sierra looking a little bit battered. There's the Porsche of Czar, not far behind her and still pushing. We have Mitch still in the pits. I believe they're not going to be coming back out for this race, but we could be wrong. Seems like we've had a slight incident with Azure Goat. Maybe they went off, but they're now being caught by Avalanche now, who's still working to close that gap. Scanning Griff holds 7th place at the moment, whilst Bracken moves to chase down Hayden Ma in the Audi for 5th place. Down in GT4 we have Sierra Thomas still holding on to the lead ahead of Czar in GT4 Porsche.
just settling into a rhythm and not pushing it too hard. I've already had a few moments where I've almost lost it, but I'm sure they've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I went wide as well, unfortunately.
Hit a few curves, it feels like we're just gonna spin and have to catch it. So, it's eventful. You see skin marks through the chicane, that's my word, I'm drifting through there.
It's also your underwear, I'm assuming.
Call that Harley.
Catching someone stationary in the pits.
So we're going to watch Scannygriff for a bit here now. They are definitely pushing up the field, chasing Bracken down. They've done well to come from the back of the grid to 7th place in just 15 minutes of this race. We'll see what they can do with the final 5.5 minutes they've got of this first race. Now the red McLaren
I wonder if we will actually.
doing well for Scanny tonight. Nearly doing well for Scanny tonight, as we see a little bit of a glitch, but that is unfortunately down to Assetto Corsa. He is pushing very hard to catch up with Bracken in the orange and black McLaren ahead of him. Now currently closing the gap to 2.5 seconds ahead.
Drifting in onto that straight.
Fucked it up.
Straight up.
That's the line.
So we go on board with Scanny now as they drive through the final chicane before the start finish straight. You can see Bracken ahead of him there in the orange and black McLaren. Listen to the noise of that red and black McLaren as it shoots down the start finish straight of the Nurburgring past Mitch Turpin, who will be missing the rest of this race. It seems the damage was a little too severe. Wonder in the last 3 minutes of this race, can Scannygriff catch up with Bracken? Trying very hard now, going through those corners as they come down through that hairpin and onto that straight. God, it would be much more handier if I knew the names of these corners and straights. Never mind, we're going to go for another hairpin with Scanny now, who is still working very hard to close the gap to Bracken. Currently at 2 seconds and dropping now to 1.9. Switch to Bracken now in the orange and black McLaren. We can see Scanny getting ever so closer in the rear view mirror there. Bracken will be doing his best in the last 2 minutes of this race to just stay ahead and hold 6th position. Meanwhile, up ahead of him is Hayden Ma holding 5th position. And here goes Scanny now, on for a move, possibly onto Bracken. He's caught him. There's a minute and a half left of this race to go.
It's alright, yeah, it's like I've got right between the tight speech that height of the duck's arse.
Meanwhile, down in the GT4 class, Zara creeping ever so closer to Sierra in the Porsche.
Rear end is too loose.
I lost 3 seconds.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now.
So
Give me 20
30
minutes.
seconds left of the race, and Michael Stasiv starts the final lap in an easy first place there, followed by Spirit in second. Is quite a long way off this time round, and followed by Blade Wolf, who is a long way off Spirit. Wondering what's going on there. We haven't really been watching, to be fair. Anyway,
Swap if you want.
The last one
I know, that's the point.
so in this final lap of the race, we're back to the red and black McLaren of Scanny chasing down the black and orange Ferrari of Bracken, still getting ever so close. Now it's getting intense between these two. Are they going to bring it home across the line in the positions that they're in, or will Scanny get 6th place? Trying extremely hard now to get that position from Bracken. Oh, Bracken goes off. Bracken goes off, and unfortunately that means Scanny will get 6th place. Bracken will bring home 7th place though, as we head towards the start finish line. That's a good effort from these two. And that will leave Azure Goat and Avalanche to bat that out to the start finish.
I was in the wrong gear.
Straight now, they're bringing up 8th and 9th place. Azure doing his best to keep ahead of Avalanche, but Avalanche is giving chase.
Sorry.
The leader has finished the race.
And Michael Stasiv comes home first, followed by Devonshire, who will bring it home in 2nd place.
Outside, even inside, whatever. I'm shitting my pants a tiny bit.
These guys will bat that out to the start finish straight. Scanny giving everything he can now to catch Hayden Ma in the blue Audi, but it may not happen. There's a little bit of a way to go, and it doesn't happen. Scanny Griffin brings home 6th place with Hayden Ma in 5th.
Yes.
And
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. What happened to T1?
Me. I was looking at a replay. So that was just-
T1, I got squeezed far outside, so
Yeah, I saw that Bentley dead.
And there you can see it, guys. All 12 drivers that entered the race tonight. This is race 1. So we have Michael Stasiv, Spirit Wolf, and Blade Wolf will be first, second, and third. Sebris will bring in fourth, best of the rest, followed by Hayden Ma in fifth in the Audi. Scanny Griffin, who battled from the back of the grid to bring back sixth place in the red and black McLaren, followed by Bracken in seventh place. Azure Goat and Avalanche Wolf will bring back 8th and 9th, with Sierra Thomas in the GT4 making 10th place.
And he just all of a sudden was like, wait, there's 3 dots on that radar. What?
Yeah, I didn't expect you guys to suddenly come up on me. I was like, oh shit.
And that's it for race 1, guys. A very exciting race 1. Moving on into the 10-minute qualifying session before race 2, now, which I am going to go a little bit quiet for. I will leave you watching a random car. We're going to leave it on. We're going to watch Scanny.
And I also really zoomed in, and I was like, oh, no, mama. Because I was scared to bring this too far away from the side.
So next race, next qualifying for a few minutes, we're just going to tune in on Scanny and watch him put in some laps. I'm going to go AFK for a while. I'll see you for the next race in about 10 minutes, guys. You're watching the Simufur's Saturday night social race. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Mic off.
Jesus Christ, what time did I put in? I think I heard...
I put in,
208.7. Ironically, I'm
yeah,
looking
you
at it
got
now.
208.9 for me. We were both on it for most part. Do you know 208.9 with no rear wing? It had no downforce at the back.
I'm looking at it. So I'm looking at it now, Blade, by the way.
Yeah.
Had I not like done that move and squeezed you out the way, we would have been hit by that Janetta. Like both of us would have been collected.
Oh, I'm just watching the replay from my point of view, and it's just fun.
Like you can if I now I'm
That's alright, Mitch. It happens to the best of us, mate.
I was
Like,
like, they
I'll
did
put
it
it-
and they didn't do anything.
I'll put it in voice chat text. Like if you look at the trajectory, and if we'd been a bit further back, like had I not like pushed us out of the way, if you actually just look at what happened, bear in mind, Scanny in the red McLaren is the one that gets collected. We would have both been collected by that. So it's
That's hard because I thought so wide. I'm like, I got on the barbel, so I have no traction for it.
yeah, and then you look at what happened behind. It's like, oh shit, we avoided that. Fuck.
Yeah, they're good.
To go for a cat.
I saw what you were doing, and then I realised you had braked at near enough the 50-yard ball with cold brakes. I thought to myself, this is going to end very quickly.
They were well into the green, but they just did not do it.
Just didn't stop. Janetta brakes equals don't exist, apparently. They're like,
basically the
As I
entire.
found out. Can we just say Scanny did a really good job getting back up to speed though, because that was a lot of time lost. So back up to 6th is actually pretty impressive. Only a second and a half. So.
yes, Kenny, did you get like heavy damage at the right?
It said like rear damage.
Yeah, that's not.
Are you sure about that? I've got a screenshot of the penetration.
Extremely.
Look, I ran a 150
And that's-
Put it in the voice chat text.
Yeah, go for it. It'll be up. It'll say you cut the course.
When the collision is so hard that you literally phase through, that looks like what's happening.
My theoretical best was in the 55 still. I'm pretty happy with that.
Ready for the qualifying people.
Sorry, you put the fear of God into me. Because I wasn't expecting to be anywhere in the fight for the GT course. But Janetta died, and then Zara had to take wide to avoid most of it, so I was able to get the run on it. And the entire race was just me going, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Back into quali again. this time we should have a good three-way race, hopefully.
Three-way.
This one's
I'm not enough actually.
Cool.
I know, that's the joke.
You can get past me on the outside. Go.
Okay, I don't know what happened there.
Also, like, the pain train. I gotta get the most of the break like, oh, we're going this way. And then they were it's like the junk that pulls you on a wall. And that's what happened is that when I messed up the final turn, it was like a turn right. And it
They
was
need to stick it up because the defaults are so soft.
Yeah, the sun is a bit low.
I'm blinded, and it's a GT4 in front of me.
It shines off the mirrors in my eyes in turn two.
I've gone wide.
Turn four is a nice one too because the sun's right behind us.
Go on the outside. Brave. And to be, because I've did to figure out my brakes up.
Okay. As I say, I was safe.
Oh yeah, McLaren. Outside. Go.
Feels sorry for the GT4s when they're going to get swarmed by GT3s.
Nice, as long as they're going to clean that up on the next lap. Exactly.
True, you don't. The first lap you don't go really fast, the second lap you do because that's when the tyres are up to pressure.
Not always.
Depends on the track.
Considering this. Run wide anyway.
Yeah, compact
Alright. See you back there, go.
Hello.
Go for it.
Mic on.
Sorry. Oh,
It's alright.
That's my qualifying run as well.
And we're back and ready to rock with 5 minutes left of qualifying 2 of the Nurburgring, concentrating on Scanny Griff, who's currently sat in 5th place at the moment out of the 9 GT3 cars that make up this 12-car grid.
I got no damage.
Coming down into GT4, we have Zar in the Porsche, who's currently leading the GT4 class off of Sierra Thomas, who is currently 3rd in class. We'll have Mitch Turpin somewhere else on the track. There he is. Currently holding 2nd and on a lap, or about to start a lap soon, as they come into the final chicane now.
Damage, yeah.
So here we go, let's watch Mitch now go on a lap of the Nurburgring in the GT4 Janetta, lovely colours it's painted it as well, but he starts.
Good grief.
I take your rear. Try giving it.
Ends up turning into it.
Yeah.
You went for the Formula 1 chicane.
I just see your pink, like your pink square on your seat. I didn't even realize it was saying there.
Okay, it's the best. That's the best time.
So we come back again to Scanigriff very clearly on a good lap now, heading on to the Nurburgring. He currently holds 5th out of the 9 GT3 cars. Welcome James Munhead to the stream. Good to see you. The McLaren is making a lot of noise as Scanny drives it through that final turn onto the start-finish straight now. Doing very well to beat the time to come up to the start-finish line now. Where are they going to put it? He's going to push it into 3rd place. That is a fantastic attempt by Scanigriff as he heads across to do another lap now. Meanwhile, we have Spirit currently sat in the pits but holding 1st place now
The sun.
in the blue and purple Bentley Continental. Hello to Dex, hello to everyone from Dex who's currently watching the qualifying. We have 45 seconds to go. Going to train in on Avalanche now, who's currently sat in 12th place or 9th place on the GT3 grid. He pushes to 7th, which is a fantastic lap so far. He's still got time to put in something else before the session is out. Meanwhile, in the GT4 section, we have Czar in the Porsche in 2nd place in the GT4 grid, and Mitch currently holds 1st, who goes flying there in the Ginetta briefly. Don't know what happened there, but there we go. Currently, Mitch is decided to come into the pits. Meanwhile, going down into 3rd place in the GT4 series, we have, when we get there, Sierra in the rather not battered looking KTM, who is out on a lap. Now they're going to try and push for 2nd place because that comes before 3rd place. And I'm clearly running out of things to say, so we're just going to watch it happen as we count down to 1 minute 44 before the session ends, and we go on to the second race of the Saturday Simufur special silly event.
Got too wide. Bitch, 99 hundredths of a second. Damn. It's gonna be
Oh no, my lap wasn't valid. Anyway.
I just purposefully invalidated it.
I'm looking at that and my jaw just dropped to the floor.
Yeah, I actually lost about half a second in the first second as well.
So a few minutes then before the
Like
second
the
race
bottom lap I had after that.
starts, we have Spirit in the Bentley Continental holding first place, with Blade Wolf in second place, and Scannygriff moving to third place in the red and black McLaren, who will be joined by Hayden Ma in fourth place in the blue Audi. Fifth place will be brought up by Sebris in the K-Pax Racing Bentley Continental, with Azure Goat in sixth place. Bracken will hold seventh place in the orange and black McLaren, you can see just to our left there. Avalanche will bring up eighth place.
gonna be a close one, I mean.
And then Mitch Turpin will bring up ninth place in the grid overall in the GT4 car, currently sat in P1 on the GT4 grid. He'll then be followed by Czar in second on the GT4 grid, and Sierra in third on the GT4 grid. They will make up 9th, 10th and 11th of the overall grid, with Michael Stasiv sat in 12th place in the Lamborghini Hurricane. A bit of a change now from the first race going on, and a random Sea Sky Hunter in position 13, who's decided not to be in this race, it seems. If they're there, by all means give us a wave, due to go into the second and final race of tonight shortly.
By the way, if I save the replays and save the highlights, am I okay to do the highlights?
Feel free, but you probably won't have my livery.
I don't.
I have his livery.
Cool.
I know that no
I
one.
mean,
I know that Blade wasn't able to get one.
Well, I did try. I did.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it didn't work. I sent you all the files that you needed and stuff like that.
I got a Tom Hopper's one. That's fine.
hello, that's me.
I don't think I did. Yeah, it's not necessary.
I think you do need it because when Sar sent me his, it actually works, but you haven't. So
I sent the PNGs and the JSONs for the livery.
Yes.
What you need for the server. The server's entry is the car JSON. But once the server has it,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But since the server doesn't have it, we actually keep it.
no, GT4s, what's the plan? Because all three of you are right in front.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
have
essentially,
you pass
with
by
you-
turn one. I will accelerate you to turn one's braking. However, do not be on the brakes and run into it. I will be braking much later.
I'm not that sort of person to do that.
If you don't want a GT4 this one,
Oh, fuel.
I'm gonna go on this so I can
Sure. Sure. See you guys out. See you after.
So we come to 2 minutes before we start the final session of tonight in the GT3 and GT4 races.
Yeah.
Yep. 21. It's now 23.
That's my karma.
Because it's what race 2 is at 10.
Grid looks very different for this race as we have Spirit Wolf and Blade Wolf starting in first and second, racing in the Bentley Continental and the blue and black Audi. There, the second line of the grid will be Scanny Griff in the red and black McLaren, followed by Hayden Ma in the blue Audi. We'll then have Zurgo in the... We'll then have, Sebris in the K-Pax Racing Bentley, followed by Zurgo in that white McLaren. In the grid after them, we'll then have... We'll then have Bracken taking up the orange and black McLaren in 8th place. In 7th place, and Avalanche Wolf in 8th place in the pink McLaren. We then come to the first and second of the GT4 classes. That's Mitch Turpin and Bizarre racing in the Ginetta and the Porsche GT4 cars, with Sierra Thomas bringing up 11th place overall in the grid, but 3rd place in the GT4 Championship. Okay then. In the pink and white KTM. And followed finally by Michael Stasiv in the black and purple Lamborghini Huracan, due to go on a warm-up lap now in 30 seconds before these guys get racing.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Oh no.
30 seconds.
Oh god, I'll look at the rear view.
We are now at 10 seconds before lights out.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go for the warm-up lap now. So this looks like it's going to be shaping up to be a better, different race now. The battle between Blade Wolf and Spirit Wolf over the last few series these two have been in has been quite fierce, and now they finally get to race each other for 20 minutes of Nurburgring GT3 and 4 race 2. You can see the GT4s as the little blue circles on the map there. They're bringing up the back of the grid.
Traction control off.
A Porsche in front of me. So I'm
being
yeah, probably move over to the side slightly so I have enough space to pass the screen.
Yeah, just I think the best thing to do is go next to me. Go next to me would be you, Mitch. Essentially go on the further off the side.
We will be
slightly, exactly.
Be 3 wide.
Because I'm passing them other side by side because I'm still in this one.
As long as you two can organise what's going to happen, that's what then
You know, it's like NASCAR restarts at the this week, so it's exactly the same thing.
Sorry. Pulling up the brakes.
Tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And then there's the NASCAR's up to just half an hour from that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to
So I will be screen sharing.
It's like the Winston Cup thing, would you?
Winston Cup
Sorry,
ended in
Sierra.
2004 because Winston was a cigarette sponsor.
I imagine
It's the Xfinity series. The one where the Toyota has the Supra in it.
I remember the old name, basically.
No, the Bush series. That's
Yeah.
what it used to be called. An alcohol sponsor, the Rookie series.
Well, the Bush series is rookie.
It used to be before it ended in 2007. That became the Nationwide series, which is, car insurance. Makes sense. And now it is named after a minus speed. Xfinity. Okay, it looks like they're making me start farther behind the GT4s. This is where my bracket is.
I'm budging into my bracket now, so if I'm slowing down a bit, it's not me trying to hold you guys up, it's the jump is getting into it.
So here we go then. They come round onto the start-finish straight. They line up in double file again as we get ready to go racing for the second time now. And the 20 minutes of Nurburgring, they head down to the start-finish straight.
You go straight through the middle.
And it is green light, and we have 4 cars on a drive-through penalty for the start of the race. That's wow. Okay then. Anyway, Blade and Spirit go into the corner. Oh, there's a pile-up by lots of them. There's 2 Bentleys and the rest of them, they take out the rest of the grid, but Spirit holds first place. Michael Stasov and Blade Wolf battle for second and third place. As Stasov moves to take round the inside of Blade Wolf in the Audi there. Scanny Griff goes backwards round that corner with Bracken, giving Azure Goat the position, and Avalanche also position. Meanwhile, Mitch Turpin takes advantage of the situation and gets caught up in a race now with Sierra Thomas as the Bentley of Sebris sails on through. We have Scanny Griff again, will be at the back of the grid, racing for as high as they physically can. It was a good start for Scanny, but he comes through the middle of the 2 GT4 cars to gracefully move over to give him the position. Meanwhile, Sierra Thomas and Mitch Turpin go head to head round that corner. Sierra Thomas takes a position from the Ginetta, who moves to take the outside on that corner but doesn't quite get it. Meanwhile, oh no, Sierra spins off and gives Zar the position. Meanwhile, the GT3 of Bracken will be chasing to get through the traffic now. All these cars ahead of them have drive-through penalties. This is going to really shake up the grid, guys. So it's yet to be seen who is going to be taking the drive-through penalty. First, second and third are Spirit Wolf, Blade Wolf and Stasov in the Bentley, Audi and Lamborghini Huracan, followed by Hayden Ma, who will take up 4th place in the blue Audi, who will be chased by Azure Goat and Sebris. Sebris moving around the outside of Azure Goat but doesn't hold on to it. Azure Goat defends quite well against the Bentley Continental GT. Now, meanwhile, we have Scanny Griff, who gets past Avalanche Wolf, pushing now to chase for Sebris. At the same time, Sebris also has a drive-through penalty, so we'll see what's going to happen with serving them. Meanwhile, in GT4, Zar chases down Mitch in the Ginetta. Now Mitch holding on to the position now. No spinouts for him this race. And meanwhile, at the back of the grid, we have Bracken, who seems to be travelling kind of slowly now. I wonder what's going on there, if there's any severe damage now. Anyway, coming back up to the front of the grid, we still have Spirit Wolf, who will hold 2nd place. Stasov, who will hold, first place. Stasov, who will hold 2nd place, and Blade Wolf falling behind in the Audi in 3rd place. Is currently being chased by Hayden Ma in the blue Audi. Now followed by Sebris in the K-Pax Continental, and Azurgo in the white McLaren, with Scanny Griff trying to make up time still in 7th place down in the black and red McLaren.
Thank you, Stazzy.
Okay, so we have Spirit Wolf coming in to serve a drive-through penalty. Meanwhile, Blade Wolf doesn't have a drive-through penalty and will move to take first place, with Stasiv moving into second place. Hayden Ma will hold on to fourth place, and Severus still hasn't served his drive-through penalty. He will have one lap to go on it. We have Azure Wolf, who again has not served the penalty, who will have one lap to serve it now. And out comes the Continental of Spirit Wolf. Coming out in, when it updates, coming out in 8th place on the grids of the GT3 cars. That's unfortunate, but we're now going to see what they can do from this position in the grid. They didn't have this chance last time, so we're going to see how hard they can fight through the grid now.
4 seconds down the shot, so 4 bonds. Luke got a rear end, but loose up.
We have Sebris and Ma battling it out now in the Continental and the Audi. Sebris loses it a bit, and Hayden Ma keeps the corner on the inside.
Yeah, it might do if it's that loose. Yeah, definitely. I just I did have to feed from it.
Meanwhile, up front we have Blade Wolf holding first place, being chased down by Michael Stasiv. Who's going crazy with the flashers in the Lamborghini Huracan. We also have Blade Wolf as well, going crazy with the flashers. Who is he flashing? He's flashing nobody as they travel through the chicane onto the hairpin, onto the start-finish straight. Michael Stasiv makes a move, but doesn't at the same time. He does going round the outside, but doesn't. These two really pulling away from the field now. You have Hayden Ma in third place, currently 8 seconds behind these two leaders, who will continue to fight it out for the last 13 minutes of this 20-minute race. Meanwhile, down the grids we have Azure Goat being chased by Scannygriff. Scannygriff's done well to catch up to 5th place and now push to take 4th place from Azure, trying very hard. There we have, at the same time, we have Sebris and Avalanche performing a drive-through. I'm not sure if Sebris was aware that it wasn't a stop, it was just a drive-through, but never mind. Anyway, we come back to Scannygriff, who's chasing Azure Goat down for the position. And we have car number 3. Who is that? Car number 3 of Sebris will receive a 30-second stop and go, and moves to serve it in the pits now.
No, I didn't feel it. Yeah, I think
Scannygriff has moved into 4th place now. That's a fantastic move from him. He'll now be working to chase down Hayden Ma in 3rd. Michael Stasiv and Blade Wolf go travelling together 2 by 2 round that corner. But Blade Wolf still holds on in the Audi. Stasiv is not far behind in the Huracan, making it work.
no names mentioning Devonshire.
Quite an exciting battle going on between the Audi and the Lamborghini as they come onto the start-finish straight now and head on to lap 4 of this race with 12 minutes left to go. Stasiv really chasing down Blade Wolf for the position. Meanwhile, down on the GT4 grids, we'll have We have Zara holding first place in the GT4 grid in the Porsche GT4, who's chasing Bracken, who himself is being chased by Mitch Turpin in the GT4 Ginetta. And Sierra Thomas brings up the last of the GT4 grid in the KTM blue, white and pink car. We have Avalanche sat in 11th place now, trying his best to catch up to the rest of the grids. Sebris is still serving a stop and go penalty now.
Goodness gracious me.
I've got the wrong brake pads on.
You've got brake pads too, haven't you?
Sure, warning brake pads.
Which can barbecue your brakes if you use one.
Not really.
In GT4.
No?
Welcome if you've joined us. We are nearly halfway through the race, and currently in P1 is Blade Wolf, followed by Michael Stasiv in P2 in the Lamborghini Huracan. P3 is Hayden Ma, quite a way off in the blue Audi, coming through there now, and in 4th place will be Scanny Griff, who will be doing his damned hardest to chase down Hayden Ma. As Stasiv and Blade Wolf lose it completely, giving Hayden Ma a chance to creep through and gain 2nd place now. That's a fantastic move on him. Stasiv will move now to chase Ma down, and Scanny Griff also closes down the gap.
Thinking of being hit, but I don't think being damaged too badly that time.
Oh no. What happened there, Bracken?
Lost it. Other chicane.
Meanwhile, down in 6th place, Devonshire, Spirit Wolf has moved up in the Bentley Continental GT. They're really pushing this one hard.
Yeah, I didn't get too much more damage, only 2nd more damage from last time.
I've got no power in this McLaren. It has a 54 engine in it.
So down in 2nd and 3rd place now, we have Hayden Ma and Michael Stasiv battling it out. Michael Stasiv trying to gain the position back from Hayden Ma. Hayden Ma holding on in the blue Audi now as they come up to this corner together. What are they going to do about it?
That's within.
Oh, and Stasiv makes a move and keeps it. What a move on Hayden Ma. Hayden Ma will be kicking himself for that one as he chases after Stasiv. He now goes back to 2nd place and chases Blade Wolf down for P1. Not too far off of Blade Wolf either as we head by the stop and go pit goers. We've got Sebris serving a 30-second stop and go, and Bracken, who's also stopped into the pits. Not sure if they're coming back out again. Meanwhile, Hayden Ma's in 3rd place and Scanny Griff chases in 4th place to take up that final 3rd place position. Closing the gap now on Hayden Ma as Scanny Griff is... Ma works hard. Ma works hard to keep up with Michael Stasiv. Meanwhile, behind them we have Azure Go and Spirit Wolf, who joined the battle for 5th and 6th place. Spirit Wolf in the Bentley, who started from the back of the grid pretty much after spinning off earlier, will now chase Azure Go for 5th place, and then go on to chase Scanny Griff for 4th, or best of the rest. Meanwhile, we can see Spirit Wolf slowly creeping closer there through the corners. Will Azure Go be able to hold on to the Bentley Continental GT as it creeps right up behind him now, moving on to the outside? Oh, and it's a very tight squeeze through because the Bentley is such a wide car. Nevertheless, Spirit Wolf gets the position over Zero Go, and on they go. Spirit Wolf will now move to chase Scanny Griff. He's got quite a bit of work to do, but we still have 6.5 minutes left of this race. Anything can happen.
Well done in race 1. Gets that away. Oh, there's a McLaren. Oh my jeez. Safe, of course.
And here we have the two GT4 cars of Zar and Turpin, and a GT3 car between them. The GT3 car has presidency over the GT4 cars if they are in fact faster, but it's up to the GT3 car to drive fast and the GT4 cars to let him through safely. However, Avalanche travels through easily as Mitch catches up to the Porsche and looks to take the position now as they come out of this corner. He goes down the inside of Webb. They go side by side for a bit, but Mitch can't hold on to it.
I know what you were trying to do, and I was like,
At the same time, unfortunately, we have Sierra in the final GT4 car who's stopped in the pits. Not sure if they're going to be coming back out. Anyway, we travel back up the grid, so in 6th place we've got a Zero Go, Spirit Wolf, Scanny Griff, Hayden Mann 3rd place, Michael Stassev in 2nd place, only 3 seconds off of Blade Wolf, who works to increase his lead as we go into the final 4 minutes of this race. So a little bit about Blade Wolf now as we watch them race in P1. Blade Wolf is famously known through the racing series to be racing in the Aston Martin V8 GT3 2019 car. Very, very experienced in setting it up. He's known to extract the most out of the Aston Martin and performs extremely well if you ever watch his stream on it. However, tonight he's doing exceptionally well in the Audi, and I have a feeling we may have a brand new favourite car that could be appearing in further races.
Almost into the 54s.
doing it alright there, getting there.
But yeah, I'm only doing 57s. That's very nice.
My consistency is dropping 10 points this season.
I just dropped to about 15.
Mine is 87. So it's not
Last weekend, mine was 96.
Now it's
It's alright, I just wanted to take a pair of brake lights, like, holy crap, there they are.
Bit of a wiggle from Hayden Mann. 3rd gives Scanny a lot more time to get closer and closer to take that 3rd place where he originally started. You almost want to get up out of your seat and start shouting, "Go, Scanny, go," as he heads through that corner, chasing Mal into that very fast section now. We'll come back to them a little bit later. Meanwhile, Spirit Wolf is working to chase Scanny Griff down to take up 4th place, or best of the rest. And it seems like we have a bit of a battle going on track and off track, it seems, by Mitch and Brackenwolf. Not Brackenwolf, Zar. These two, Zar and Bracken, with the same names on the track, you just don't know who's where sometimes. Anyway, Zar will be racing the Porsche GT4, you can see in the screen there, and trying his hardest to get away from Mitch Turpin in the Ginetta GT4. Meanwhile, we have the final GT4 car of Sierra Thomas sat in the pits currently as we head in for a minute and a half to go.
I realised this was way too early. Otherwise, I'd have been in the GT4 as well.
Yep.
Coming back up to the front runners now, we have Stasiv still working to attack Blade Wolf for the first place position. Blade Wolf doing an awesome job to hold on to first place as we head into the final 50 seconds of this race. We have a feeling that when Blade Wolf crosses the line, I believe it will head to the checkered flag. When Blade Wolf crosses the line, we are 30 seconds away from completing the lap. We're still quite away from the start-finish straight, so if Blade Wolf holds on, this could be the win for him. However, Stasiv will follow very closely in the pink and black Lamborghini Huracan and nearly manages to make a move on Blade Wolf. He's going for the inside, he doesn't hold on to it. Blade Wolf keeps hold of it as they come up to the start-finish straight. It looks like we are going to squeeze one more lap out of this Saturday night session. So all Blade Wolf has to do now is hold on to P1 and defend from Michael Stasiv in the Huracan. Huracan making an awesome noise through that corner there, followed by the Audi, which is quite a high-pitched engine noise. Anyway, come back to these two later. Meanwhile, further down the grids, we've got Scanny Griff, who is catching up to Hayden Ma for third place now, as we head into the final few corners of this 20-minute race. They're being chased by Spirit Wolf, who's going to try hard to overtake the two of them, probably. Meanwhile, we're going to watch as Scanny Griff chases Hayden Ma down. There's not long left of this race to go now. And Michael Stasiv manages to overtake Blade Wolf. And now that Stasiv has managed the overtake on Carlisle, he absolutely floors it away from the Audi. Coming back down the grid now to Hayden Ma and Scanny Griff. Scanny Griff still closing the gap on Hayden Ma.
That's all it is. My tyres are a little bit short, not gonna lie.
On Saturday, they take away.
Closer and closer Scanny Griff gets to Hayden Ma. There is only a few corners left of it now. Meanwhile, Spirit Wolf sits back in the Bentley Continental GT with popcorn, waiting for something bad to happen to these two. Scanny gets very close to Hayden Ma now as they've come onto the final corner. He moves to go on the inside as Devonshire moves up the back of Scanny Griff. Can he take the position? He can't. They come to the start-finish straight. And Scanny Griff will come home in fourth place. Hayden Ma will take third place. Blade Wolf will take second place, and Michael Stasiv will finish in first place. Devonshire doing a very good job to make it back up to fourth place from the back of the grid.
GT4s.
So there we go, guys, as we have it.
I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I just went straight across the chicane.
No word of lie, Spirit, you actually killed my car.
So there we go, guys, as you have it. P1 will be Michael Stasiv again after a bit of a battle for it this time. P2 will be Blade Wolf. P3 will be Hayden Ma. P4 will be Scanny Griff after a fantastic battle from the back of the grid. Same could be said for Spirit Wolf in 5th place in the Bentley Continental GT. Azure Goat holding out in 6th place against Avalanche Wolf, who is in 7th place. And then into the GT4 section comes Zar, Mitch and Sierra. And then finally Brackenwolf, who sadly didn't complete the race, but still took part. So well done to him. Well done to everyone in the in Saturday night's GT3 and 4 mix-up. We hope that you've enjoyed the stream as well. And unfortunately, we are going to come to an end of it there. Thank you very much for watching the stream. We are going to be back tomorrow for the Simufur GT4 first race of Alton Park. It's a series of 2 races again, like tonight, with a 10-minute qualifying session between.
The cane cut was like the best part of
Thank you very much, Dex, for the kind words. It is certainly difficult.
Watching the stream, hope you enjoy it. If you do, please like and subscribe.
Anyway, that is going to be me. I'm going to sign off with that now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night for the GT4 race of Alton Park, where there'll probably be twice as many drivers because everyone's excited to get onto Alton Park. Thank you once more for watching. I've been the Snow Dog, and you've been live for the Simufur's event of Saturday night. Take care and good night.
Turn Snowy back up.
Let me check. I'm gonna check if it's gonna rain for the Xfinity race down Daytona. Is it?
Right, race 3